You know my pip-popping days are over. I hung my boots up and then retired from the disco floor. The center of my so-called being is the space between your bed and wardrobe with the Louvre doors.
It is Monday, 13th December. In 9 days, my mother, Bernadette Fox, will run away from me, my dad, her whole life. And I'm still trying to understand why.
Come in.
Hey, Mr. Jelinek, any chance of a quick chat?
Sure, Jacob. How's the paper coming?
Oh, you know. You remember how I told you I was going to Seattle and we joked that I might catch sight of Bernadette Fox?
Yes.
Well, guess who I saw? She looked kind of wild and she was wearing a fishing vest.
Miss Fox has made a choice to get lost, and I think we ought to respect that.
Oh, I was very respectful, but come on. I'm curious. You knew her back then. What made her build the Bieber factory? What made her build 20 Mile House?
I met her at a dinner party. She just got together with Elgin Branch, and they bought this abandoned factory in Venice Beach.
So, are you gonna knock it down and start from scratch?
No, it's amazing. It's not like it's a shell. It's full of the most incredible machines you ever saw. Beautiful, beautiful things. And the glass. Elgin, isn't it wonderful?
It's unique. 3,000 square foot, 11-foot high ceilings.
You should come and see, Paul. Do you want to come and see?
My mother has a virtual assistant, Manjula. Manjula lives in India and earns 75 cents an hour. My mother claims she is invaluable. This is mainly because my mother cannot handle working or leaving the house. And she's not good in shops or around people.
Manjula, we've had another packing list from the travel company.
Oh, yes. So my parents are taking me to Antarctica because I graduated middle school with killer grades. My mother? Less than thrilled.
I'm just gonna email you the list. Can you order everything for Elgie and B? But maybe hold off on stuff for me. I can't see me handling this trip, Manjula. I mean, really. Do you think I can handle this? I can't even stay a safe distance from the vile women of Gaylor Street. I had another stand-up fight with the mom from school after I wrecked her house. I'm not defending it. Well, no. I am. I definitely didn't mean to make her homeless. Angry, yes. Homeless, no. Getting into fights with people makes my heart race. Not getting into fights with people makes my heart race. Even sleeping makes my heart race. I'm not entirely sure that I'm coping, Manjula. During the day, I have thoughts like, hey, I should pack more fresh fruit in Bee's lunch. Then at night, my heart starts going and the thought becomes, I've got to pack more fresh fruit in Bee's lunch. I can feel the anxiety draining my energy. And this is energy I will need to get through the next day. But I just lie in bed and watch it burn. There goes the dishes. There goes the grocery store. There goes exercise. There goes bringing in the garbage cans. There goes basic human kindness. I don't want to employ a woman I've never even met to live my life for me. But somehow, dear Manjula, you're the one.
Bernadette was so full of enthusiasm back then. She told me to come and see. So I came and I saw...
Bernadette?
Hey, Paul, we're at the back.
Bernadette, your builders are out front knitting and listening to the radio.
I know. They're making the walls. It comes out like chainmail. You can knit the frames together with wire, and it makes this incredibly strong fabric.
She used only what she found on the premises. No runs to the hardware store, nothing bought in. It was amazing.
There's something about Seattle, Manjula, something that just gets you. The drivers here are horrible. And by horrible, I mean they don't realize I have someplace to be. Sometimes the cars have Idaho plates, and I think, what the hell is a car from Idaho doing here? Then I remember, that's right, we neighbor Idaho. I've moved to a state that neighbors Idaho. And any life that might still be left in me kind of goes poof. Nobody in Seattle likes me. The day I got here, I went to Macy's to buy a mattress. You're not from around here, are you? The lady said. I can tell from your energy. Once I overheard a woman refer to Seattle as cosmopolitan. Encouraged, I asked, really? She said, sure. Seattle is full of people from all over. Like where? I asked her. Alaska, she said. I have tons of friends from Alaska.
When Bernadette finally finished the factory, she was itching for another project. She bought a field on Mulholland Drive. There were actually two of them, two fields, but she couldn't afford them both. That was going to turn out to be a very costly mistake.
Hey, Paul. What do you think? I've made it onto Mulholland Drive.
So what's the brief?
20 miles. Every nail, every plank of wood, every brick, every chair, every faucet is gonna come from within a 20-mile radius. I got a cement factory in Gardena supplying the sand, and a recycling yard in Glendale brings me every time a beam comes in.
Then one day, a convoy of trucks pull into the adjacent lot. The next-door field had been bought by Nigel Mills Murray, the English TV magnate. An architect's been hired to design a 14,000 square foot Tudor-style mansion Bernadette called the White Castle.
With all the damn palm trees he's planted, my lot looks like the Ritz-Carlton. The architect, he calls himself an architect, he changes his mind about the door fittings. Thousands of dollars worth of brass hardware overnight in the skip. So we go and liberate them. And we solder them together and we make a gate, an amazing gate. Overnight, the gate's stolen. Guess who? He's throwing an Oscar after party next week. Prince is playing. Hundreds of people are coming.
Nigel Mills Murray had his guests park illegally on a driveway he shared with the 20-mile house. And Bernadette? She had all the cars towed while Prince played Let's Go Crazy in the back lot. Bernadette worked on the 20-mile house for nearly 3 years, and the feud rumbled on and on. She was awarded a MacArthur Genius Grant, $500,000, first time an architect had ever won it. She put the house on the market and looked for somewhere new to buy. The house was bought by a business manager before it was even officially listed. It went for a small fortune. We ate at Spargo to celebrate, me, Bernadette, and Elgin.
Before we get dessert, I have a present for my darling wife.
I love it.
Who's the mad-looking girl in the locket?
Well, it's Saint Bernadette, Our Lady of Lourdes. She had visions, 18 and all. You had your first vision, Bieber bifocal. You had your second vision with a 20-mile house. Here's to 16 more.
Oh, Elgin.
That's lovely.
Oh. We're going away, you know. Taking a vacation. Escaping the madness with a month in Europe. I still need to get proper photos done at the house, but I want the garden to grow in first. My agent asked the new owner, and he said yes, so we're all set.
What went wrong?
I had a new group of students. I wanted to show them the 20-mile house. When we got to the field, the house had been demolished, torn to shreds. Nigel Mills Murray had been the real buyer all along. He'd just hidden behind a manager.
Once upon a time, Manjula. Once upon a time, I built a house. A really, really good house. And then this man came along and knocked it down. People ask me about it sometimes, and I am the picture of nonchalance. That old thing, who cares? It's my false front, and I'm sticking to it. When the miscarriages started, Elgie was there for me.
It's all my fault.
No, Bernadette, it's not your fault.
I deserve this.
Nobody deserves this.
I can't make anything without destroying it.
Please, Bernadette, that is not true.
I'm a monster. How could you possibly love me?
I'll love you forever.
What Elgie didn't know was that I was using his words to help me heal from an even deeper grief. Grief over the 20-mile house. Sometimes I can't talk to him. It's not his fault, Manjula. It's not. The only thing you can blame Elgie for is making life look so damn simple. I bought a house when we got here. A reform school for girls. I truly intended to recover by making a home for me and Elgie and the baby I was always pregnant with. And when I finally stayed pregnant, our daughter's heart hadn't developed properly. The moment she was born, my squirming blue guppy was whisked off to theater before I could even touch her. Elgie once gave me a locket of St. Bernadette. She had 18 visions. I dropped to my knees at B's incubator and grabbed my locket. I will never build again, I said to God. I will renounce my other 16 visions if you'll keep my baby alive. And it worked. I seem to have lost my thread. I think I wanted you to order some clothes. Hold on. I need to go back and read the start of the email.
This is Elgin Branch. I'm afraid I'm out of the office until Thursday, the 16th of December. Please leave me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm able.
Mr. Branch, my name is Marcus Strang, and I work for the FBI. I will be flying into Seattle on Friday morning and heading straight for the Microsoft Visitor Center. I'm acting on information concerning your wife, and it's imperative we meet.
Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple was adapted for radio by Miranda Davis. Bernadette was played by Miranda Richardson, B by Lydia Wilson, Elgin, Richard Lang, Audrey, Madeline Potter, Sulin, Laurel Lefko, Marcus Strang, Don Gillet, Olio and Jacob, Sam Alexander, Paul Jelinek, Patrick Brennan, Helen and Gwen Goodyear, Susie Riddell, and Dr. Kurtz, Christine Absalom. Other parts were played by members of the company. The director was Emma Harding, and the story continues next week.